I have a reason. Some people are afraid of bats. Some others, like my boyfriend's mother, is afraid of small flying bugs, like moths or butterflies. I'm afraid of the dark. And I'm also afraid of losing Peter. Let me explain. Peter is Chinese, as am I, in part. My mother's Chinese and a dash of Indonesian, and my dad's Pakeha, British stock. No, the problem isn't that I'm not 100% made in China, or made by Chinese. And no, it's not because I'm afraid of the dark. Well, actually, it kind of is. You may or may not already know this, but in Asian culture, conditions like dyslexia don't exist. We just don't acknowledge them. A dyslexic is simply stupid, and someone like me is simply crazy. One of my earliest memories is of my parents arguing about why I am the way I am, but whose genes put this on me. Why does your daughter cry all the time? I can't see any obvious injury. No blood, no cut, no bruise, but there clearly must be something wrong with her. I know. Her brain must be broken. And now, Christian, this emotionally fractured child, mentally unwell. And sometimes, as Asians like to say, something wrong. You understand? Something wrong, mentally unwell, sick, crazy. I just don't get it. Why do humans feel the need to label things we don't understand? Is it to make us feel better? I mean, for me, labels are the mortar for a wall of fear. Peter says, we all have our fears. The key is to not let fear control you. With information, a correct summation can take place. With information comes the path to acknowledgement. I just love the lyricism of Peter's ingenious ramblings. His words kind of just stick together so nicely, even though he sounds like a Yankee. But I love the way that it helps me buffer prejudice against mental illness. Prejudice. It's a form of fear. A fear of the unknown. And it's not been easy for Peter. I mean, don't get me wrong, he loves me just the way I am, for who I am. But our relationship has caused a tsunami, if you will, in this tiny, tidy, comfortable family infinity pool. Peter loves his parents. When he speaks about them, it's with such duty and responsibility. He dotes on his parents. But he gets so frustrated at their unwillingness to listen, to understand, to accept me, that is. Peter's tried so many times to broach the subject of me with them, to make them recognize that I am a normal, functioning person, just like any other person, but it's the same plea on different days. Abba, Ama, Please, if you just gave Lilly a chance and met with her, you'd see she is a good and decent person. A great Chinese girl. Yes, I know she has health conditions, but so did you once. I can just imagine their response to Peter's pleas. No, Peter. I will not have her near my house. People with broken heads are dangerous. She will not eat at my table. I will not let her near my cutlery. She. Peter's parents always refer to me as she. Sometimes, I just want to yell really loud, look at me, listen to me, I have a name, I'm not broken, I'm just sad. Just give me some space and some time and I will deal with it. He just said quietly, don't say my depression. That would mean it owns me, which isn't the case. Why not just say depression? I've never done that again to him since. I just cringe when I talk about it now. I know it pains Peter to have this fracture in communication between the ones he loves, and I know it's hard for him to have to reconcile the fact that his parents are educated members of society, yet how ignorant they are socially. I mean, it's ironic. Illness keeps us apart, and yet illness is the reason why Peter and his family came over here. His mum contracted TB, and overnight, her position as a leading lecturer in China, her friends, her social standing, all disintegrated overnight because of the stigma she had to endure. And they came to New Zealand thinking that people here were less judgmental. We let them in here after all, TB or no TB. Go figure. I know Peter's right. I know that in time, somehow, we will find a way to address the misperceptions of me as a crazy, dangerous person. And we'll live happily ever after. I hope. I just can't live my life as Peter's unseen, unsuitable girlfriend. Have you ever heard of the term synchronicity? It's a word that Peter uses a lot. It's when the subconscious thoughts are open and receptive to our needs. I tease him and I tell him it's just luck, and he usually responds with a pillow fight. 6 months ago, after a long, hard day of unemployment, I drowsily went into the kitchen and I just had this urge to look through the local career bulletin and see if there were any part-time job listings. There weren't, but there was this article calling for help, calling for volunteers to help at the new immigrant service. And I don't know why, but I cut it out and I stuck it on the fridge. I mean, I didn't really even think about it, to be honest. But, I mean, obviously I did, otherwise I wouldn't be here. I'm really excited. I start next week. I've just had the oddest thought. talking to you, it's got me thinking. Well, I mean, more than usual, that is. And trust me, I think a lot. But Peter mentioned that his dad, Mr. Paul Kwan, that's Mr. as in one level above doctor, he referred Peter's mum to he finally managed to convince Peter's mum to sign into a social transitioning program thing at a community centre. Here. I didn't even click at first. I mean, no doubt we'll be here in different days. I mean, never the twain shall meet and all that, but sorry, that's me. Overthinking again. I've got synchronicity in my head. Oh, how are we going for time? Really? Good. Okay, well, that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I thought I couldn't say anything. Thank you for listening to what I had to say.